Alright guys, let's check out some cryptos. I'm gonna use both TrendSpider and TradingView. Just so it's on record, I like TrendSpider way more. Alright, nice, we're looking at Ethereum last. That's also gonna be the first on today's chart session. Alright, let's pull this up. ETH USD. Cracking. Nice, that's our top right there. You can see us that we charted this out from previous chart sessions, but I'll just follow up on that right now. Let's see, monthly, what's going on here? Okay, well obviously it's ripping. We already know that. Don't need an Einstein to see that. 170, that's a huge support, of course it is. This is 2018, 2017 run. Was 1642, that's the bottom right here. Makes sense. Considering I don't have that noted, let's just make a note for it right now, as you probably should do on your own charts. It's always good to have these little pivot points drawn out. If you ever fall down there, it's an opportunity to buy, or a potential price target if you're shorting and we're just, dropping over and over again. On a month to month, it does look like we are running this trend line up right underneath it, using that as a resistance and creating a new channel underneath that. Higher lows, that's nice. Hopefully in the month of October we do not fall under 2600, otherwise that would be a very bearish signal. That would be dropping down to possibly 24, and underneath that expect 2000. But that's a huge if. I'll take that as a weak trend up, but still bullish. Still bullish nonetheless. Let's see weekly. Sorry guys if you hear me sipping my water. Alright, so we have this top over here at 22, which is pretty much, I would call that a range for 2000. The 2000 range, 200 over, a little bit more than 200 at the bottom side, but I see why, because that's the 2018 top, this little area here. Oh, that's not, that's 20, that's earlier this year, my bad. Where's the 2018 top? Oh no, I was right, that is 2018 top, okay, see, not crazy. Not crazy, just sleepy. Alright, let's see what else we're doing here. So this is definitely something to consider. You can see this little triangle box over here, rectangle box. We want to hold that bottom. If you don't like using boxes in your trading, you can always just use your pivot lines or price lines, however you want to call it. I would put one right here at 2600. Obviously, make whatever color you want. You don't have to copy my color. But I think this is a good pivot point, something definitely to look at. We drove up, surpassed it, hit a top, came back down, try to surpass that area again. Obviously didn't happen. We failed. Dropped right back down again. Tested the bottoms. Back from 2018 bottom at 1600. Started climbing up again. Surpassed this little pivot point here at 26. Went higher, went higher. We tested that top at 40,000 and came right back down. And as we came back down, we were holding this pivot line. So for the month of October, we are looking to obviously stay above 3,000. That would be nice. That would be ideal. But if we do not, we want to stay above 2,600. Under 26, expect a fall down to 22, 24 area, and underneath that, expect to fall down to 1,800 to 2,000. It's a weak trend line at the bottom, but still a possibility of if we do fall, we could bounce in this area right here, which is the bottom of this rectangle right here, and this yellow trend line. So if you do happen to just completely fall tomorrow morning, wake up and Ethereum has dropped, we're looking to hold this, which is about 3,000. So we are okay with that. Now let's pull up the daily and let's see what that's telling us. Okay, so this daily. Again, this is the previous line that we drew inside the lecture maybe 2 days ago. You'll see we drew this trend line here. We are actually on the money being rejected by it, which is not a bad thing. It shows that this trend line is something that's very strong, something to look forward to in the future, kind of like guidance, obviously. So over this line, let's make it green or lime, whatever. Over this lime line, we can assume that we are going to be going for a higher move to 3,900. If you guys already entered from the chat, the chart I was posting in the chat, you should be in profits. This is in addition to that. Then we have in the chat was I think 34. It was a 3,000 entry. We wanted you to take profits at like 33, and obviously now we are way above that. So this is a new position. If you're in the old one, this is just another way you can play this. If you have not yet entered Ethereum for a short trading position, you can wait for an entry at 35.50 for a test of 4,000. Just keep in mind, obviously, before we test 4,000, we could be testing 3,600, and so on and so forth. Every $100 is every $50. Let's say that is a good resistance. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this here, but this is kind of a weak flag, but a flag nonetheless. Right, we got that, and right there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we break out of this triangle, break for the upwards. If we break 30 for 30, we could be testing 35.20, which is, it's not a huge price difference, but it's not an opportunity to make money. If we break underneath 3350, look for a test of 3300. Underneath that, look for a test of 3100. Now let's take all this off and let's see what indicators are telling us. Alright, what do we have here? The 6 and 12. Volume, okay, ton of volume between 3100 and 3300. So that's good. We like that, and why do we like that? Because that means if we do go on the bearish side, there's a lot of support to hold Ethereum up. 2700 has the next highest amount of volume after 31. Then after that, it's a shit ton between literally from 2000 to 2600. So make this like a line in the sand. If we do fail 2000 at any point, just go ahead and expect the test of 2018 highs, which was I believe 16 we said last time we checked. Oh, drawings. Yeah, 16. So just go ahead and expect that. I showed you that weak triangle. We can look at this top line as resistance, 34.52. Over that 34.52, expect 35. Over that, expect 36. If we break underneath this, 33.42, expect to go way lower near 31.37. But it would be a struggle to get down there. There has to be a ton of selling volume, which as it seems down here, there might be. So this rip upwards, a ton of green volume, which would indicate that the next candle is going to be green, which it was, but the volume's not too heavy on that. And after that, there's another green candle with the volume also not being too heavy. This red candle, as you can see, it's a huge drop down. Huge drop down past the bottom of the candle before that, and the volume matches that. So you very well could see a small bearish run of Ethereum, possibly the entire week until midday Friday. Crypto seem to do that. Crypto seem to run crazy amounts Friday when the stock market closes up until Monday morning, and then they kind of like level off, pull back a little bit. So if you do see that, that is a healthy movement, and don't panic. It's okay. All right, let's pull up Algo now. I'll try to do Algo pretty quick and do another video on Algo later on. Reason being is I don't want these videos to be too much or be way too long. This is already running about like 10-13 minutes, and I want to keep each video consistently under 10 minutes for the person on the go to make life a little easier. People got shit to do. Can't just watch videos all day. I mean, you could, God bless you if you could, but not the most productive. Definitely a huge difference between watching and doing. Alright, let's see here. So we have this bottom here at 21 cents. Draw a nice little rectangle there. Honestly, I don't think we'll ever get here. 67 cents. Yeah, I highly doubt we ever even get here. But if we do, that is a huge load zone. Don't forget, you have so many places just allowing you stake your algo to make high percentage returns on it. Um, Atomic Wallet. Let me look just to give you some sort of reference because that's where I stake my algo. Let's see. Staking, algo, ALogrand yearly yield is a 7.2%. Tell me what bank does that? None. So it's pretty good. Let's see, what else are we doing here? Could consider this um, support line where we currently are. Definitely want to hold this right here. Reason being is we tested this area, ripped through it, closed around this area, ripped over it. Next day, I guess, ripped over it as well, tested it, and then bounced from there, tested it again, ripped through it on the bear line, tested it, failed, tested it, failed, tested it, ripped through it, and held it. That's pretty good. Pretty much a very strong indicator, so we'll keep that into consideration. Now let's look at our weekly. And let's see what's going on here. This Sorry about that. This confirms everything we just said. We've tested that line, ripped through it, ripped underneath it, tried to pass it again, but didn't. However, we held it. So, what is this? 72. Yeah, 72 to like a buck is another huge consolidation zone, another huge load zone if we ever do fall down there again. Hopefully we don't though. You know, we all just want cryptos to moon, but if it ever moons like that, that's just an anomaly, and realistically, we don't like that. We like seeing all of our investments rise up, but if it's just a steady, slow increase, that's okay. If it's just one huge rip upwards, that's an anomaly, and it's going to be coming down eventually. Alright, so this looks like another support line. Looks like the most recent one we want to hold, 168. Let's make that nice and golden. Can't ever miss that. No excuses. And let's pull up our daily chart. See if we can give you an opportunity to get in. Or what would be a good opportunity to get in. Right off the bat, you see this right here. That's downtrend lifting up over that. That's cool. You see little consolidation right here. Down, up, and then we ripped straight up. Like I just said, if we ever go straight up, we're going to be pulling back. And what do? We pulled back, tested this line, which is the most recent support line we said. The line underneath that would be support is the buck 40. This bounced right out buck 50, so we will say that is in the area of a buck 40. And tested upwards again, came back down, testing that same area of a double bottom at 150, and now we're going up. All right, now enter to get rid of that. Yep. So now we have hit this area 3 times. We will call this our resistance zone, which is at $2. Honestly, this is so classic. Whole numbers are just psychological resistance points or support points. And this is just, honestly, this is too easy, guys. I feel like I shouldn't even be doing this just because it's so easy, but for those of you who do not know, the only thing we're waiting to do right now is to pass this line of volume. If that happens, we should see a nice rise to 250. If not, we want it to hold, you know, 150 would be in like a worst case an extremely risky stop position. But if you, let's say you got in at 205 or 210, we would want it to hold at least 185 at the very least. Just so you guys can see a visual what I'm talking about. Right there. Okay. We want to test this highs of 250, and stop loss should be like 184. See, just like that. And understand this. This is green because over here, this is anywhere in here is where I would like you to take profits. Obviously, take profits wherever you see fit. But this is where I would like, literally anywhere inside that. And this teal position, this is a caution slash fill zone. Why do I say that? Is because it could easily bounce from this area. So it's not really a point where, don't stay in, stay out. Don't worry, like don't even bother putting your money in. It's not that. It's a position where if you put your money in with a bit more caution than you would entering the position at 210, which is more of a confirmation entry. Between 184 and 212, any position you enter there on algo, understand that is just you probably accumulating some algo for a rip upwards. And if it doesn't rip upwards, we have our stop loss there just for that. Let's see what this trading view shows us for algo. Honestly, guys, this CobraAlgo.com, very nice guy. Let me just use his algorithm or his studies on my chart. Look, it's been pretty useful, man. As most of you know, I don't like having a lot of things on my chart, but this has been pretty useful. It's not. I feel like it's not a lot of clutter, and I'm still able to view my charts, view my candles, and make my own decision as to if I want to get in or not. So apparently this was showing a long position at 186, right where our stop loss is, which obviously it showed 2 days ago. And I'll go pulled back a little bit to 172, held this double bottom right here, and then just continuously ripped up to 205. That would have been pretty good. And this was telling you to take profits at 194, 212, which 212 is now our entry position for a way up. So if you did have this algo on your trading view and you got in, all you would have to do is have a great stop loss at the double bottom right here, and you would have profited. You would have took some money out at 194, took some out at 2, and nothing out at 212 because we did not hit that, but you still would have profited some. And let's say you did actually use this, so you got in at 183, the top of this candle. You see 194, you scale out. All right, as soon as you see 194 and you're scaling out of your position, your entry was right here, 182. You need to either move your stop loss up to 182 or something where even if this falls completely, you'll pull out in profits. Right? So you made a 10 cents profit of 194. You entered at 184. So your stop loss should be at 180 or 179 or 178. This way, even if this drops, you're still in some profits and you're not kicking yourself in the butt. Anyway, guys, happy investing, happy trading, be safe, and use the stop loss.